Morning, everybody. How's it going? Sorry, I know I'm really close to the camera here. Put that back behind there. So for those of you who have been following the channel and everything, you know that I'm currently working on a Sherman and everything. I'm taking my Heng Long Sherman. Sorry, let me just clip this. I'm taking my Heng Long Sherman with the 105. I'm currently turning it into a British Firefly. The problem with that is it's going to be undergoing some extensive modifications to the point where I will not be able to use it. And the way I make my videos, I do one video at a time. I might have 2 or 3 at a time going, but it gets done. The project gets done. It gets shelved. Move on to another project. Well, when it comes to the Sherman, it's going to take multiple videos because I want to give you guys as much detail as possible, and when it comes to modifying your Sherman and everything, but also I want to I want to take my time doing it too, to make it look like it comes out alright and everything. So that's what's going on with the Sherman. But so when the Sherman goes in for those modifications, I won't be able to use it, which means I won't have a tank to use for anything. So I got my dad's Tiger, but that's his tank. So if that's away, if the Sherman's put away because it's being modified, he's using his tank. I don't have a tank. So let me turn you around and show you what we're talking about today. We are working on this today. I purchased this off of eBay. I think it was like $135 or something. I'll put a link in the description and everything. It's a M41 Walker Bulldog. Yeah. Heng Long runs great. But we're going to do some modifications on it today so that I can have this tank to drive around and play with while the Sherman is being modified. We're going to be, so I followed numerous forums on Facebook, including 1/16 scale tanks and UK tanks and a couple others. And I posted this on there a couple weeks ago when I was out driving and everything, and it runs great. I love it, but I said I wasn't going to do any modifications, but I'm doing modifications. Now, the guys on there say that these are not modifications, they're just necessities, but I'm calling them modifications. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be outfitting this with a 360 gear, because inside of this it's got, I think it was a 240 gear, so the turret will not rotate all the way around. The reason that they do that is because if you keep rotating the turret, it pulls the electric and messes that all up and everything. So I talked about this. I did this whole thing with the Sherman too, everything. So we're going to be outfitting it with 360 gear, and to keep the wiring from getting bunched up and pulled and broken, we're also going to be outfitting it with a 360 gear. Links in the description so you guys can go find these and everything. I got these off of eBay. Note, you don't necessarily have to buy the 360 gear. You can take the 240 gear in here out and just carve some or you can see what I think they did it right here, everything. Look how munched up those are. You can go in and carve gear teeth into this, which it looks like somebody did with this. So this was probably like a 240 gear, and they've modified it and they've sold it, which is okay. So I purchased this and this. I think it was like $22 off of Amazon or eBay. And I also bought another set for my dad's Tiger. I don't want to go into much detail about that, but you know, I'm just gonna tell you, we're gonna be going through and repainting that tank. Yeah, it's currently that German gray, and I want to switch it up. I mean, German gray is great and everything, but I want to do something else. So I'm thrown between 2 paint schemes. I'm not gonna talk about them, but when we go to paint that tank, we gotta disassemble all the way, and I'm gonna switch out the gear and the slip ring. So, but today we're working on this. We're gonna be adding a slip ring and 360 gear, and also, if you notice, the tracks are on wrong. The chevrons need to be down, not up. Everything. We're going to be talking about track tensioning and everything on this video. So the chevron, you can see going up, it should be down. Tank still works this way, but it's just a pet peeve of mine. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's get to the build. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be turning around these tracks to fix them and everything because they're on backwards. In order to do that, we have to take tension off the track. Now, I want disclaimer though. On certain tanks, you don't have a tensioner in order to take the tension off the track. Certain tanks you do, and then there's like 3 different types. So like my Heng Longs that I have, my Tiger, my Sherman, and Walker Bulldog, you have to just pull the pins on the tracks and they come loose. There's no tensioners. On certain tanks, there's like a bolt next to an idler wheel, or next to a either the lead or rear wheel and everything. You undo that and the wheel will fall away. And that's basically your tensioner, and then you can pull the track off. There are other tanks out there that actually have a tensioner at the back of the tank. You screw that in, it moves an idler, it moves one of the wheels forward, the gear, or it moves it forward, allows the track to go slack to where you can pull it off. My tanks don't do that. My Sherman, my dad's Tiger, and my this here do not do that. So when it comes to these, all you gotta do is pull the pins. You can see the pins here, everything. I wish they would send extras, but apparently they do not. So you just gotta pull a pin. I'm gonna pull up here, I think, if I can get a hold of it. There's an episode of Andy Griffith that I feel like I'm in. It's the episode where Barney's cousin comes, or one of their cousins comes to town and everything, and he's a handyman, but when people are watching him, he makes horrible mistakes. I feel that's what I do and everything. I'm on camera. There you go. There you go. So there's your pin to hold the track together. The track comes off. You just flip it around to where the chevron goes downwards. I'm actually going to bring it around to the front here. Sure you get this gear into the teeth and everything. Sure it rides great. There you go. Slack. Here's the fun part, because like I said, there's no tensioner. You go put the pin back in. So let me lay this down real fast. There's your pin. It's like a nail, kind of. You got a head here to grab onto. This goes on the outside. And then you got this guy here, which, yeah. That's what you got to work with. Start it. You might have to work it a little bit, get some pressure on the drive system. I'm also going to put links in the description for you guys so you can go find the suspension system on this. That's the thing about Heng Long tanks. They're really good for modifying, but you can't get just plastic parts. You have to get metal parts. There's that. Leave it a little bit long so you can grab it later if you need to. Alright, this time is this turn. This side's turn. Through the shackle. Come on, come on. Go through. And then, yep, there we go. Okay. Those are in. Yep. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Okay. Let me hit cut, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Alright guys, so we are on to the next step, which is taking the tank apart so I can get into the gear. Very simple. You got 2 screws there, screw back here. Take those loose, and then we're off to the races. Two there, there, and one back there. So be extremely careful so you don't strip out anything. Or you might come across one that's stripped out. Heng Long apparently is good. Like I said earlier, I follow numerous forums online, and they've Heng Long has the ability to make mistakes like this, like putting the tracks on backwards or sending the wrong pieces. One guy had a Sherman, and the Sherman has has a left side and a right side when it comes to the vertical volutes, both the vertical and the horizontal volute spring suspension system. And the guy got 2 right sides. So the ones on the left were the right one, were for the right, and they had them backwards. So when he went to Heng Long and said, hey, you guys messed up here, you need to send me this part, they sent him the same part. So now he has 9 of the right side horizontal volute spring suspension. So he can't do anything with 6 of those. I'll take that loose too. That's off. That's off, okay. Is there another screw? Yep. Wait a minute. Yeah, there's one right there. I'm sorry, guys. Take your time when you're taking this stuff apart. So I wonder if that screw at all was attached. I'll look at it in a second. This kit comes with a screwdriver, which is fine for the battery housing, but I use my flight test one. Yeah, I'll put a link up for flight test. I gotta give these guys props for what they do. They're awesome at their stuff. Okay, let me do this. see if I can get this. There we go. She's off. Turn around. And there she is. Okay. Let's see now. Let's cut that. Very carefully right now. Give me a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to the wiring. I've got to go in and label all these because that's what I do. I like to label it. But yeah, there was 5 screws compared to 4 on my Sherman. Yeah. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to go in. I'm going to label all these wires so that if something happens, I can trace them back to their ports. Like I said, this is the 7.0 version. I will give you some close-up pictures of this in a minute. Just let me go in and label all of these. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is actually already done. So I don't even need this anymore. Let's put this. Well, alright guys, so I've gone through. I've labeled all the wiring back to the board. There's that. We don't need that anymore. So let's see now. What do I have? We're gonna go ahead and take that loose. Sorry guys, I stopped a minute to take some pictures of the undercarriage of this. Always take pictures. Always take pictures. There's nothing wrong with backing up what you're working on. Then you can go back and look at the pictures and probably save yourself some time and heartache. Okay, so this is the turret motor assembly. I'm gonna put that over here out of the way, and we take this the ring off. Turret gear. Like on the Sherman, I think the turret ring attaches to the turret. Yep. So once you take that loose, the actual turret will come loose from the tank. Just like that. So there's the old gear. Where's the other one? So yeah, someone's just focus. Sorry guys. You can see they just took a grinder and cut and file and cut those out. Yeah. I could have saved myself $5 really, but it's okay. It's okay. So there you go, there's that. And truthfully, I'm going to go ahead and attach the slip ring. So give me 1 second. Hang on. Alright guys, so I'm working on the slip ring right now, and I feel I need to put put it back together somewhat in order to see where everything lines up. Because I want it to be in the best place. So we're going to put the tank back together somewhat. small little hiccup, guys. So I think I'm gonna run these wires here and put them inside the tank turret. So I've got to take this turret apart again. I did it off camera because I dropped a bolt or a screw down inside. Hang on a sec. I dropped a screw down inside the turret, so I had to take the turret apart. But in order to take the turret apart, you have 5 screws. There, 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 and there. And this little screw right here just holds the bottom of the back piece on. There's the inside of the turret for you guys. So you can look at that. There's the inside of the turret. Give you a couple of different views. This is the for the BBs as well as, no, that's not for the BBs. This is for the elevation and depression of the gun. Now let's put all this inside here. This is going to be the slip ring. A lot more room in this than there is in the Sherman. So yeah, I think I want it like that. Much better, much better. Less wiring to go wrong. That's all in. So the slip ring will sit right here on the back side of the turret. When the turret rotates, this will swivel inside this block here, and it'll keep it from pulling loose. So you got this black piece right here. There was a screw going through there. I just took that screw out and drilled through this hole here. I'm not sure what size drill bit that is. Give me a second, I'll look it up for you. That's a number 40. According to my chart here, another number 40 is 0.0980. Yeah. That's the size of that drill bit that I used. I just put this zip tie through there because the zip tie is going to go around the swivel, and it will also hold this piece in place as long as I can turn this around and get it going the right way. I know I'm off camera, hang on. That's one problem with doing YouTube, guys. You gotta keep everything in frame and filming, but you also have to do the job. Okay, so there's that. I'm just working this around, guys. So this will be held in place by the zip tie, and the zip tie will be part of the mechanism to hold the slip ring is in place, guys. Yes. Alright, now let's try put this back in position. Sorry guys, here I was thinking I was recording and I'm not. Putting the wiring back together real fast before I check all the stuff out. I remember back on the Sherman, they mislabeled some stuff, so I gotta be careful. Alright guys, final checklist. Let's see if this works. Left, right, back, forward, rotate the turret. Turret spins 360 degrees, no problem. Guns. I had recoil. I gotta look into that. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I was recording. Apparently I wasn't, but thankfully I didn't move forward or nothing. So we're back to working on the Walker Bulldog. Like I said earlier, I thought this had recoil on it and everything. So I literally took the entire tank apart and ran the old wiring back to the receiver and tried it out, and no recoil and no sound. Apparently I do not have that on this one, so I'm sure if I just put a channel into, was it C7, I think? I found a diagram about the channels and what they all do and everything. I'll put that in the link so you guys can go see it. But I think CN7 is what controls the recoil. I'm not sure about the sound effect yet for the recoil, but I'm sure if I jump her from shooting the main gun to that, I'll get a recoil out of it. But I'm not worried about that right now. What I am worried about is just getting it back together. So, here's the underneath here. So this piece here held the wiring to the gear motor there, the turret motor right there. And I'm just using it here to keep it in the wiring to the slip ring in the center, so it's less likely to gum up. Because even if since there's so little room between here and the top of the turret, all these wires could get gummed up into the motor or into the gear and everything. So I just put them up like that. But yeah, we're gonna put her back together now, and then I will show you the final result. All Heng Longs have the same startup sounds and everything, explosions. Let's see if I can do this real fast. So forward, backwards, left, right, left. Raise gun, lower gun. Okay. Let's rotate the turret. Oh. Rotate the turret, Ben, not the tank. There you go. Yep, all done. Let's see if we can do this. Over there. Turn that off. And there you have it, guys. All finished. Flip the tracks around. We installed the 360 gear, and we installed the slip ring. So yeah, very productive day and everything. I still got to go in and add a bunch of the detail parts and everything. I got to weather it. I'm thinking about doing a video about that, but that might be not in the distant future. Probably within the next 2 weeks, maybe. I don't know. Depends on my workload and everything, because it's that time of year and it's that time of year, so people are going on vacation and everything, so they need people to watch their pets for them. So that's what I do. I'm on Rover. I'm on Etsy. I'm on eBay. I'm on Rover. I'm doing YouTube. I do landscaping and I do handyman work. So I'm all over the place. Yeah. So my workload is all over the place. So yeah, that's where we are. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe and comment. Yes, comment. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Please go check out my Etsy and my eBay. Help support me there so I can keep making these videos and build this business that I'm trying to build and everything. Please go check out the 2 artists that are always in my descriptions. Alicia Miles on Facebook Marketplace. She does a lot of Cricut work and everything for like t-shirts and mugs and all kinds of stuff like that. And then there's Mike Champagne. Mike is a very talented artist who he does a lot of pinup art, but he also does artwork for comic books. So he's very talented. So please go check him out. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.